I'll just.
Okay.
I'm just trying to check now. Good evening, everyone. I don't know if we have people here yet. Do we have?
So
Okay.
is this streaming on LinkedIn as well?
Yes, it's supposed to.
Yeah, I can check from LinkedIn to know if
Okay,
people
thank
are
you.
here because I can't see the comment section from here. I don't know if you can see, but I can't see. But I can
Me
check with
too.
my phone.
Yeah, I can't see. I'm supposed to see their comments, but not the YouTube comments.
Okay.
Um,
Mm, how come I can't see your name
okay,
first?
okay,
People are
thank you.
here because I can't see the comment. Okay.
Oh, yes, I see. I can see it now. Good evening, everyone.
Okay. I've seen Divine Favor Odetunji.
Yes, I don't think it's the same. I think it's a bit slow, so we might just start and they'll follow us. So, good evening, everyone. I'm really glad that you made it here, and I'm so happy that you're with us, and I'm glad and thankful to Benedicta for joining us. I'm a Christian, and I like to just start with a short word of prayer, if you guys don't mind. Dear
That's
Lord,
it.
thank you for today. We commit everything that we're going to do unto your able hands. Please take absolute control. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Hi, Amaka. Thank you for joining us. I see Urel. I see Divine Favor. I can see
Hi, everyone.
Sophia. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. This is my first ever LinkedIn event, and I'm really, really excited. I'm glad, as you guys can see. Thank you so much. And today we're here to discuss something very important. But before we go into it, I'm just going to give a brief introduction of what MGSS is all about. I'm sure most of you have heard MGSS, MGSS. Who is MJ? What is MGSS about? My name is Muyosore Olua Agboju. But because my name is a very long one, I shortened it to MJ. So that's why people call me MJ instead of my full name. So in Germany, Nigeria, that's the nickname I got myself. So that's the reason behind the name MJ. Now to MGSS, which means MJ's Guide to Student Success. What does that mean? All through my education, from high school to the university and coming to Germany for my master's, I always had God put mentors and people and friends before me who made my journey very easy. It made it seamless for me. I had people I could talk to, and it became, easier for me. Things others struggled with, it was I didn't have to struggle so much. And I
Yeah.
realized that not everyone really, is opportune to have this. And I used to be very shy of, okay, what what are people going to say? You don't want to show off too much or something. So I was really, really reserved. Let me put it that way. I didn't show up too much. But all of this changed when I came on LinkedIn and I was mentored by Dr. Amaka. She taught me to come out of my shell and told me that it's okay to be unapologetic about my success because I worked hard for it, so I deserve it. I don't have to shy away from celebrating my small wins and my big wins. And that is what bettered actually MGSS. I decided to just be that mentor for someone. If it's just one person, I want to help them achieve academic success. I want to show them, through my own experiences, how I did. I was able to graduate as a first class student from the University of Ilorin. I was able to graduate as a valedictorian during my master's degree in Germany, and I got the DAD award. I also want to show them, you can pursue a PhD, you can be whoever, whatever you want to be. So this platform is where we come together, students, postgraduate, undergraduates, to just encourage one another, to show them that it's fine, you can achieve success. Yes, it's not going to be easy, but it is doable. And I'm really grateful that since we started in January, we are increasing. We have a family, we are over 100 in the group. And it is my vision that we really get bigger and achieve all of our dreams and, celebrate more successes. So thank
Mm.
you
Well
for
done.
listening to me. Thank you. So
That's
now,
amazing.
without further ado, let me show comments. I can see my friends and family here supporting me. I'm really grateful, Miriam, uh, Ramon Stella, thank you. Adu Joshua, thank you guys so much for turning up for us this evening. So now
Mm.
to our guest speaker. When I wanted to, our first topic, we've had the first one where it was just about answering students questions. The second one was about how to write SOP for students who desire to study abroad, and this time we're talking about time management. How do we master time? And I came across Benedicta on LinkedIn,
Mm.
and she's really impressive. I'm like, wow, who is this lady? How can she manage to do all of this? I was really impressed. But like I said, I'm very reserved. So I was watching, and funny enough, you were so like welcoming. And I remember it was my second event that I posted, and you volunteered to like even share with your community members. And I was like, wow, so she's approachable. So I sent a DM, and it was just like super easy. Oh, great, I'm in. And I was like, what is this? How it happens in the DM? It was like magic. So
Yeah.
I am really glad that you agreed to do this with me. And thank you, because really a lot of people were like, how did you get the time management queen? My first ever LinkedIn event. So thank you so much for being here. I'm just going to read your
My
profile
pleasure.
now, and then you can have the floor.
Okay.
Hi, Verena. Hi, Amarachuku. Thank you guys for being here. So I'm currently about to read our guest speaker's profile. Benedicta C. Nwokedi. I hope I pronounced that very well.
That's fine.
Thank you. She's a force to be reckoned with. She's not just a name, she's a driving force in the world of personal development, leadership, and digital skills training. With nearly 25,000 followers in the LinkedIn time management community, she has built a reputation for empowering individuals with practical strategies for productivity and success. Also, with her academy, she has impacted over 4,000 lives on free trainings. Wow. She's she has coached and satisfied over 1,000 students in digital skills from 12 different countries like India, Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Thailand, Pakistan, Australia, Canada, Philippines. Wow, you guys, wow, wow. I'm like, wow. How did I struggle with you? Like, I'm really well. Let me continue. She successfully wears multiple hats, including senior phlebotomist in the UK. Wow, way to go. CEO and founder of HGSC Square Digital Skills Academy Limited, renowned time management coach on LinkedIn with multiple certifications in this field. She's the founder of Ladies with Difference, founder of a different visibility community. She's the lead trainer for professional coach certification at HGSC Square Digital Skills Academy Limited. And she has published five, wow, 5 times. She's a published author. As a PhD student, I don't think I have I have a lot to learn from you. Wow, wow, wow,
But
wow.
no, I'm learning from you, honestly,
Come on,
MJ.
you are so humble despite this. No, no, this is a lot. I'm really, really proud and I'm
Mm,
really, really happy that I have you here. Thank you so much. Miriam is saying, thank you, Benedicta. We celebrate you greatly. You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
Benedicta.
My
Dr.
pleasure.
Augusta, thank you for being here. Verena saying MJ. Hi, Verena. Thank you for being here. I'm not done with our profile, guys. Our dedication and impact have earned us several prestigious awards, including the Meritorious Award from Alma Mater, Young Personality of the Year by TIBA, Female CEO of the Year in Nigeria by the CEO, Inspirational Thought Leader by the Future Leadership Conference, and lots more. Wow. Thank you so much for, humbling yourself and being here tonight to teach us from your wealth of knowledge. We're really glad. And please, you have the floor now.
Okay. Thank you so much, MJ, for having me here. Anyway, so I will say I want to celebrate you so much. Like, I loved one. I think it's the first time I'm learning about, your accomplishments, how well you did in school. Like, I'm just so amazed because I know what it takes to be where you are. And honestly, I want to tell you to keep celebrating yourself. Like, we are really so encouraged. People like us would dream to be where you are tomorrow. So
Thank
we
you. Thank
celebrate you
you.
so much. Well done, well done. And honestly, I would say that this is the first event I'm attending, and the energy of the host is kind of up that I had to say no. I really need to deliver more than I've planned to, because then your post was everywhere about this event. I don't know how you did it, but your friends, everyone was tagging me, posting about this event, and I'm like, wow, this is not just an ordinary event to her. This is really a lot. And it really made me to vary it more. I was like, oh no. Even when I had some stuff this evening, I said, no, nothing is going to keep me away from this event. I can't
Oh,
compromise. So
thank
I really
you.
love it. Well done to you. And congratulations
Thank
on
you.
hosting your first live event. And I
Thank
pray
you.
that this will be the list you would host. You will host kings, you will host
Amen.
queens. People will come
Amen.
to this event to learn and get impacted, and lives will be blessed from this. So
Amen.
MGSSS is gonna go viral, it's gonna go worldwide, it's gonna bless
Amen.
lives.
Amen.
And
Thank
well done to
you.
you. Well done. I really
Thank
celebrate you,
you.
MG. And you're
Thank you
beautiful.
so
I
much.
love your smile.
Oh, oh.
I really wanted
Thank
you to
you.
rush. So
Thank
please, if
you.
you're not busy in the comments, celebrate MJ. Just with a clapping emoji, celebrate our host tonight. She has been so amazing. Please celebrate her to encourage her, and for her to do more so that you learn more. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually the topic of today, when you said mastering time for academic pursuit and work-life balance, I was like, MJ, why don't we just do it as students? Or we do on professionals for work-life balance? But then since you actually combined both of them, that's fine. We'll go in for it. I'm just gonna manage my time to make sure that the students and professionals, both sides, learn something tonight. Okay. So thank you so much again for saying the opening prayer. That was really so beautiful, right? Because
Thank
we
you.
Christians, we too the form sometimes. We are too professional that we forget to pray. But I loved what you did, and I appreciate it. So let's start with the students, right? Academic balance and all that. So you know I actually have a client who just reached out to me. I'm just trying to onboard her, and she's a student. Actually, I don't like working with students. It's not as if I don't want to work with them. It's not about the money, it's not about anything. But I just feel like they are less serious when I want to handle them in time management. But when it's professionals, they know what is at stake. It's either their job, family, or something else. So they are more serious. But students, they don't care. They easily give up on things, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna do this with these people. But this student was really serious. She told me, ma, I'm going to do it. So I said that's fine. So when she shared her challenges and stuff, I felt like, okay, so this is in line with what MJ is asking me to talk about. I think this is the best time for me to, talk about this. So when I was a student, there was a time it became so overwhelming that I had to go back to my mentor. So before I joined the university, I had a mentor. He's a teacher in one of the secondary school around my area. He's very intelligent. He's very accommodating. Loves to teach people. So he was my direct mentor. I go to his house. He tells me things about life. He doesn't even like teach me what is mathematics or geography or no. He doesn't teach me those, but he's my mentor to guide me on decision making. When I was applying for different schools, he was just there to guide me, right? So it became so overwhelming one of the semester when I came back from school. I went to him and said, um, I'm very into church activities. You always see me one thing or the other in church. In fact, I had so many leadership skills with then. Like I learned so much being leaders of different societies in church. So I asked him, well, how do I balance going to church and academic? Because then people will tell you that you should pray as much as you read your books. You shouldn't leave God. So I was at the point kind of confused. Should I just focus on praying more, or should I focus on reading more and reduce my church activities and all that? So it was a bit difficult for me to decide. So I had to listen to someone else. And then he said something that struck in my mind and something that helped me all the years I spent in school. He said, when you are in school, it's your time to utilize the time you have to make sure you graduate the best. Praying to God is not bad, but then you have to do more of reading than praying, than being in church. You can pray the more you can, but don't always be in activities, because when you are in school, you have that limited time. You just have like either 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years to spend there. But then you have the rest of your life. Like if you're going to live for 100 days, you have more 100 days to pray to God, worship Him, however you want. No matter how far you want to go in worshiping Him, you still have loads of years. But then you have just few years, limited time to graduate the best. You get, so that's stuck in my brain, because then I'm somebody that you can't preach not to go to church. I'm a Catholic, so you see morning mass every 5 a.m. I'm in the church. I'll leave my book. I
Great.
have exams. I'm in the church. I was the chief sacristan. Like I'll just open the chapel. I'm always the key, do everything. Like I'm there late in the night. Any video, I'm in church. I have the keys, so I'm always there. So that was what helped me to decide on where I should channel my energy. And honestly, this is the only reason why I could graduate with distinction. Like I graduated with first class. And if he didn't say that, it would be difficult for me to handle. And that's it with so many of us, especially the Christians, even the Muslims. They go to school and they find it hard to balance. And okay, let's not talk about people who don't even bother about church activities or anything. Maybe theirs is either relationship, love, and other. That's same thing. The same way you try to reduce other activities like praying. That's how you reduce. You see any boyfriend, girlfriend, or anybody that makes you, distracted when you're reading or anything. I don't want to say it's against your success, but that's not the time. That's the best way to say it. That's not the best time, because after school, you're going to have all your time to do whatever you want to do with anybody, even your parents. If they are distraction to your studies, then you really need to limit a lot. So, students will always tell you that they are very busy, but honestly, they are not um productive. I have somebody here, Mubina. So Mubina is from um what country is she from again? Pakistan,
Pakistan.
exactly. Yeah. She
Yeah,
sent
she
me a
just
message
posted
today.
down. Oh,
Yeah,
past
she's four
midnight here
hours
in
ahead.
Pakistan, but I made it. Oh,
Yeah, they are 4 hours ahead. So she was asking me, can we adjust the time? And I told her I'm really sorry, it's too late for us to adjust it. So thank you so much, Mubina, for being here. I know it's a lot of
thank
sacrifice to start
you.
week. God bless you. We appreciate your presence. So, okay, let's talk about some of the tips that can help you as a student. Now, I've laid the basic, which is no matter what it is that is actually distracting you from studies, you need to reduce it. So, you need to give at least 80% of your time to your studies because that's what you're there for. No matter what it is, even if it's business, right? You need to remit it to make sure that you get what you're there for. So I'll start with telling you guys about the power hour. So if you're a student, you really need to have a time. When I was in school, my power hour is actually through the night. When I started school, I'll be honest with you, it was difficult for me to read at night because I don't joke in my sleep. Anything that will keep me awake is not existing. Like I love to sleep throughout the night, then I can wake up and read very early in the morning. But then there was reasons why I started reading at night because during the day there are activities, it's a Catholic school, they want you to be involved in everything. And apart from that, students they girls hostel is always very noisy. They are either dancing or doing something. So I don't love reading in a very noisy environment. Though I adjusted at some point, but it wasn't easy at the first time. So I started to read at night. My mentor said if you can read at night, that's the best thing. So I was like, okay, how can I make this possible? I needed to adjust. How do I adjust? I need to find my own perfect way of adjusting to staying awake through the night. This 12 hours reading, that's what we're talking about. But I only do that during exam period. So what I did was after school, immediately I eat my lunch after school, I go to bed. Even if I'm not feeling sleepy, I shut down. Well, how do I shut down? I shut down activities I'm thinking about. I don't press my phone. One thing people don't know is if you're about to sleep or go to bed, using your phone is not going to make you fall asleep. The rays coming from your phone is going to cause your eyes to be more awake. It's not going to shut down anytime soon. That's why you say, "Oh, I was on my phone. I don't even sleep tonight. I think I'm having sleep anemia. And I think I'm having stuff, so all this insomnia and stuff." But honestly, that's not the point. The point is you guys have not realized that using your phone in the night can make you not to sleep. It's better you read a book than using your phone. Okay, so that's one thing. I decided to stop using my phone. So once I finish my lunch, I drop my phone. I can either start reading a novel or something. I just close my eyes and try to force myself to sleep. And I don't know how it happened, but it was for me that in 10 minutes or 5 minutes I've slept off. I put on my alarm. So before you go to bed, don't say, hey, that I'm going to wake up exactly 12. No, you're not going to. Honestly, you're not going to. That sleep can be very sweet. So I
I
always
know.
put my alarm. I don't joke with my alarm. If it's time to eat, I have an alarm for it. If it's time to bathe, that was how I started from school. I never even knew I would be a time management coach today, but then it's been a while I started, adjusting to things. And that's how you need to start planning your life because when kids or families start coming in, you have a lot of people to accommodate in your 24 hours. So if you cannot manage it now that you're single, or even now that you have family, more things is going to come in the nearest future. So I actually, moved in from reading in the day to reading in the night. And once I wake up in the evening by 8 p.m., 9 p.m., I start reading. What else did I do? I learned that lying down on the bed doesn't work for me. I doze off while reading. So I decided to always sit. I sit on my table. We always have this plastic um table and seats for everybody in the hostel. So I sit on my seat, I plug my earphone. So what music do I play? I don't play I love all these blues. I love worship, but you see that period, I don't play it because it makes me fall asleep. I'm intentionally listening all these things so that you know how to adjust yourself in school. Nobody will do it for you. You need to find your best way. So I don't listen to cool music. I listen to hot hip hop song. You know those songs you're listening to and you feel like, "Ah, I want to vibe, I want to dance." Sometimes when I'm reading, I will be asked my roommate to be like, "Benita, you're turning to winch small, small. What's wrong? How can you be dancing in the middle of the night?" That's how I actually decided to adjust a bit so that I'll get used to what works for me. And it keeps me awake because the music in my ear is, as if I'm in a very, very busy place. I don't even feel like it's late at night. And my touch is always charged. No matter what's happening, even if there is no light in the hostel, I always find a way to charge my touch. So now you don't even have a reason to say there is no light, no electricity. No, we all went through it. I charge my touch more than I charge my phone because I know that's what will keep me up around the night reading times and all that. So that's one thing that I found that, and I'm actually talking about the power hour. You need to find out what's the best time that you read and you assimilate better, the best time that you read and you don't forget it, the best time that you read and you don't have distractions. Because you can't even try to deceive yourself saying that everywhere is noisy. No, you must find your way. We are once in a place where nobody cares. People even jump on your head when you're trying to read. You cannot beat them. You can't fight them. You only have to, yeah, you only have to find your way, right? So actually you need to, you know work out what was best for what's the best time that you read. I might not read during the day, I might be discussing gisting, but you see that my power hour, I don't nothing, not even no love or anything distracts me from it. So that's the point one. And then the point two that you need to adjust to is prioritizing subjects that is very difficult to you. So one of the subject that was difficult to me as a medical student then was parasitology. In fact, we had over 100 parasites we need to memorize. We need to know their life cycle. We need to know everything about it, right? So it was really draining. Like, how do you memorize their names? And these names are medical names. They are not names you say every day.
Wow.
It's not like book and paper. These are names that you never had in your life. I need to cram it. You need to remember it, right? So it was my most difficult subject. And I know that I can read other courses in a night and write it the next day. But you see, parasitology, if I don't take my time on it, then I can't actually pass it. It's not as if I'm actually being negative. No. I know that no miracle, people that believe in miracle, I know there is miracle, but no miracle can make me pass that course without me reading it, right? I also believe in miracle, but then I'm being very, very truthful. So what did I do? I actually made sure that every single day after class, for parasol you don't have it every day. It can be maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays or twice a week, or once a week. I make sure that immediately after the class, as everybody is running home or trying to go and do other activities, I sit back in class and I read parasitology. I open that book, I read it. The reason I read it that day is because I want to I want to make sure that I join what the coach, sorry, now I'm saying coach because we are in LinkedIn, what the lecturer has taught with what is in the notes, so that the imaginations and the words and stories that the lecturer used in teaching, they
Okay.
they actually stick in my head, because that's what you remember doing exam. When she will tell you that this parasite, when you don't wash your hand after pooping, it's going to be on your hands. When you eat with it, it's going to go through from the mouth to the stomach and all that. So all those things, I imagine it and I try to create a story around it. And what else actually worked for me, I go on YouTube. I try to watch those as a movie. You get? So when I go on YouTube, I see those parasites, how they move, their shape, what they look like. Because the white men, they have always crafted things that make it imaginary, like a story for you. So I go on YouTube, I watch it, and then it sticks. This parasite, once you call the name, I can tell you how it works. I might not be using the right terminologies, but then I can tell you. Then my mentor then taught me that first learn how things are being done. First understand it before placing the terminologies in your head. Some of us are used to you cram, you write, you come out, you forget. So then it's going to hold you in the future because you have to go for
Sure.
interviews and defend yourself unless you have people, you have leg and hands, you have Abrahams, but then you actually need to learn how to understand what you are being told. At least when you start practicing or working in an office or in no matter the sector, you at least know the basics. You don't sound like an amateur. You sound like somebody that has actually been through the 4 walls of university, right? So I always tell people that make sure you read and understand no matter what's happening. So this the second point. Always prioritize the subject. This is what I actually do. And before the exam is coming close, you will see me not rushing to read 100 plus parasites. No. What do I do? I revise them. So maybe a night before that exam day, I read through them. And as I'm reading through them, they look more simple to me. What I just read through is for me to remember in the morning when I go into the exam hall. So that's actually how you can try working with different things that work for you. Some of my classmates, we had mortuary in the school because it was a hospital. They go at the back of the mortuary to read because that's the most quiet place. Nobody goes there.
Really?
They find the best place. Of course, yeah. They stay there
Wow.
even in the night. Sometimes they say they saw spirits, but they always want to be there because that's the only place nobody will talk to you or do anything.
Mm,
Nobody comes
true.
there. Everybody, stays distance, right? Yes. So actually you can also find the reading partner. So then I started to learn more by teaching people. So I don't know how my HOD found out that I love talking. She's always seen me explaining. Then she picked 5 people in my class that were not doing well and handed them over to me. I said, Benedicta, these people must pass council. What is council? Council is like a final exam. So she handed it over to me without no agreement or anything. She just said, Benedicta, these are your people that you need to teach. And that was it. So every day I had to stay back in class 1 hour trying to teach these people. Just like I'm talking to you. After teaching them, I cannot forget that course because then you have to break it down. They'll tell you, seriously, Benita, I'm not understand what you're saying. When you've talked for 1 hour, right? So it made me to look for more ways to keep explaining, bring it down. In fact, I even had to use some objects in the class, try to explain things in a way that they would understand. And it helped me so well that I can easily talk about any, topic in any some of the medical course without even going to my notes because then I've tried my best to teach it to somebody else. I've tried to impact someone else. So you can get an accountability manager or partner in school that you can discuss with, right? So when you get a topic, you both discuss it as a discussion, talk about it, share your ideas. What do you understand with this? When you share yours and she shares yours, you're going to learn. There will be a transfer of knowledge and it will help you both to understand more in a different shades. Another thing that helped me is that I wasn't that buoyant, I wasn't that rich, but God blessed me with a close friend who had money. So what she does is when she goes to Aba, because I was cleaning away, she buys like different textbooks, like 5 of them of same subject. She buys as many as she can. Different people who wrote the same topic or the same subject. We bring it. When I'm reading, my bed is filled with different books. My jotter is there, books from library is there, books from my friend is there. I just put as many as possible. I go on Google, I go on Wikipedia, I go on YouTube. Hey, it wasn't funny. So when people like MJ tell you they got first class, it's not magic. Yes, we are mad in school. I'm sorry for using that word, but people go crazy, right? So the results are not fake. It's not fake. We actually did a lot, right? So if you really want to come out the best, you must show that you are really interested in being the best. You don't just, want to get things by luck. It doesn't work actually. And then students are always less severe about things. They want to push things to the dying minute. So if you know that something will take you few minutes to do, like some of you in the hostel, if your corner or your room is not organized, you can't actually be productive. That's one rule that you must take serious. Your area, everything you do must be very organized. And it helped me. Once I clean my room, I on music. I speed up anything I want to do. I don't waste time with anything. I'm more productive. I'm more happy. I'm more energized. But once my room is filled, maybe my clothes that I washed is packed on my bed. You see me being so lazy, I might just sleep off around that area. Like I'm just so tired. But you need to learn how to organize your things. Your uniforms should be reachable. What you are using for anything should be reachable in a way that early in the morning as you're running, you're picking things without stress. But when you're there searching for things for like how long, it actually spoils your day. In fact, your mood is completely changed. So that's another thing. You actually learn how to do the quick things, like they call it 5 minutes starter trick. Anything that will take you few minutes to do, start with it, right? It's going to kickstart your day to make it faster. And the fourth point I'll actually want to talk about is active recall and space repetition. So that's the power of memory techniques that will help you to retain what you've read. And that's what I've shared, trying to teach others to help you retain memories of things, talk about it, join the group discussions where people meet and talk about a lot of things. It's going to actually help you. Then another mistakes that a lot of students do is busy trap. So the word of saying that I was so busy today, lectures, stuff and all that. Everybody's actually busy, but don't use it um as a mantra to always defend yourself. Nobody wants to know if you're busy or not. Coach, lecturers in school doesn't care how your day was. What they want is for you to write and for them to see something good for you, them to award you your mark. So what you need to do is actually to learn how to prioritize things. So if there are things you know that if you don't do it in a day, the next day is going to affect you, plan yourself. I will tell people that it's not as if we don't have enough time. We refuse to plan. The first time that my coaches in my community, I gave them tasks, plan yourself. When I was coaching them, I told them to plan their tasks tomorrow and tell me how it goes. So many of them were shocked that they actually have time. People don't want to agree they have time until they plan it. When you set out what you do in every hour, it doesn't mean that you are not going to watch movie. No. Of course, my clients, I make sure that everything that is their hobby, I implement them somehow in their strategies and in their routine so that they don't easily get overwhelmed with so much workload. No, you find a way to, unwind and, find your relaxing moment. So when you see that your days, your 24 hours, you actually plan even your sleeping time, time with family, calls, chats, time for LinkedIn, time for chatting, videos, time for reading, time for cooking, time for arranging your room, everything is actually planned. You're going to be more focused and faster in things because you know that now I need to do this for 1 hour. But when you don't have any time, like this event we are having now, we have a time for it, right? And it's now helping to guide me to know how to talk. But if there is no time, I might start telling stories of 100 stories in one video and I forget that I'm on a live call, and it's very easy to do, right? But when you have something that is actually backing you up, and if you're just starting off, I always say add all of them in a timer. So there are apps I always tell people go and download it. You can actually start using time. There is an app called Time, it's just Time. Or there's another app called To Do, TODO. Download any of it, just put it in your phone. It can be in any phone, and set reminder for everything. Your phone will either vibrate or you can put a ringtone to it. Mine is always on vibration because I work in a medical space, I don't want noise. So you can decide on what you need to put so that it will remind you. That time you're there discussing with that friend that likes to talk for 5 hours, your phone will vibrate and you do what? You leave, go and do what you're meant to do. So you don't always, keep giving excuses about things. And then the sixth tip, which is actually just like the last for the students, is your short down routine, right? So you need to actually, create end of study time when everything book has passed. See, let me tell you, the best students in your school doesn't mean they soak themselves in reading. No, there's something they are doing different. They read and they balance other life activities. Me, when I was in school, I can be in dancing. I love cultural dance. So I can be in the dancing competition group and always doing practice. And I think I don't read. We are not same because now I know that I'm always going to be awake in the night. So immediately after my practice, I go home, I sleep. Then you say, ah, Benita was there. let me go and press my phone. And then in the night you're sleeping, I'm awake in my room. So people are different, right? You need to know when you actually shut down reading. If I say I'm not going to read in the night, I'm not going to open my book, because there are times your head is filled up. Don't read. You're wasting your time. Some of you want to force yourself. Today I must read for 1 hour, and your head is saying, "Can we sleep for 1 hour?" You say, "No. If I don't read, I will not have peace. I cannot sleep. I can't shut my eyes." It's waste of time. There are
Mhm.
days I will even wake up in the night. My body will be like, "No, Benita, we can't do this tonight." I quietly close that book, because everything I'll read that moment, I would not remember it. I don't know if it's only me that it happens to, but
No,
then I've seen
not
my friends
really.
share same thing. Anything you read when you're having headache or stuff, you're not going to remember it. So what do you do is that, make sure you, before your exam period is closed, you've been revising. Read for 30 minutes, any course, have a timetable. Mine was always on my wall. I paste it, because if you keep reading every day, each topic, what you've learned, make sure you read it before you sleep. Those little things. For you, then it's just like waste of time. She taught this thing, I remember it. You just read it through. For you, it's nothing, but it's a big deal. Because during exam period, when it's now like you have like 50 pages to finish before the next day that the exam is there, it's going to be easy for you to run through it. You can easily even swap your books and remember what you've been taught, more than when you've never read it. It's going to be totally new, and you have 90% of chance not remembering at all what you've read. So that will be all for today for the academic student. I really hope this will really help you, because I'll be honest with you, studying is not easy, but then that's your main purpose in that school. Every other thing is secondary. For us that did business, because students will say, I need money for school. I did a lot of business. In fact, I am very popular in school because I sold. There's nothing I didn't sell. I sold clothes, I sold slippers, I sold pure water, like sachet water, those bag one. I sold airtime. I sold I sold slippers, sandals, handbags. I sold, I think it's only hair that I didn't sell. I sold eyelashes. I couldn't fix it, but I learned it because I need to fix people's eyelash. I
Wow.
did nails. I don't fix nails, but I did people's nails because I need to sell and get money. So there's nothing I didn't do in school, right? And that's why everybody knows my room 102, because that's where you buy everything, right? But it didn't make me not to read. When the semester is starting newly, people are coming in, then they have pocket money, everybody's account is still green. That's when I do my business so well. I go to market, I buy a lot, people will buy, pay me. But once is 3 weeks, 4 weeks before exam, I shut down business. You will not come to my room, and in fact, if you even come and say, Benita, let me see your market bag, let me check. No, I'm not selling. Go your money. Because once I start selling, people will start coming. And you can't say no. You can't say yes to one
Yeah.
person and no, yeah, it's going to bring enmity. So I shut down. That's actually how you put limits. Prioritize what is the most needed. You can't say you're trying to balance, feeding yourself and sorting out fees, and you not pass the exam you're even fighting to pay for. It's really like a waste of time, right? So you learn how to balance things up so that no matter what's happening, either side is well balanced. Okay, so that will be all for students. I really wish you all well, and I hope this message will help you to balance your life in a better way.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you so much. Now let's talk about. I don't know if there's any question at this point, or do we ask all questions after?
Yes, let's put the questions still after. Guys, you can drop the questions on the group, then we can go through them once you're done.
Okay. So let's go over to work-life balance. So this place is very sweet for me because this is my present mood, this is my present, place at the moment. I work, I'm a full-time worker 9 to 5. So people always feel like, oh, 9 to 5, then you don't have time for anything. But of course, even freelancers, and no matter what you do, you still have 8 hours or more or even less to, you know, work for other things in your life. So balancing your life as a professional is not difficult, but you need to prioritize things just like same thing like students. But then ours is actually different because once you're done from work, you're done from work. Unless people that take work home. I'm a personnel, so I don't take anything home. If I close from work, we are done. No emails, no calls, no messages. We are done for the day. So I always tell professionals to know that their 8 hours is already sold. So when you are accepting any contract, you're starting any job or anything, you are telling somebody, this is my 8 hours every day. Take it, I dash you. So over here is always 40 hours a week or 39.5. So that means like 8 hours every day, 5 times a week, you're working, or you can do 12 hours. No, you can always alternate, but then you have your 40 hours to give out. So that actually tells you that the other hours you have, you either make good use of it to be more productive or not. But then I need to tell people something. Before now, I don't used to do, in fact, I don't have a digital company. Ladies with Difference was just in 2021. I don't have Ladies with, in fact, when I was a student, I would say I always complain I don't have time to even do anything. Like I'll be like, I've just been busy all morning. But the more activities are coming and I'm handling them, I just find that I can create time. I said it in my post one day that it's not as if we don't have time, it's just that we can't create time. So just like this event, I know I'll be at work and I need to cook. After this, I need to cook, right? So what I did is I need to create an hour where I can easily do this and go and do other stuffs. But somebody can easily say, no, I don't have time for this because they can't
Yeah.
create it. So anybody that tells you I don't have time for no, I can't do this, it's just that they can't at that moment create it. So time can be created. You need to know that no matter what you want to do, it can be done in 24 hours. First accept that so that your mind can start adjusting.
Hmm.
That's how to make things easier
Powerful.
for yourself. Because if you don't actually accept it, you'll be surprised that you have 5 kids tomorrow. You have friends, people come around and stuff in your house every time. You have to cook for everyone, make everybody happy. And you still see that all those things you do it in one day. Everybody must eat in one day. Everybody must take their beds. The children will go to school in one day. Everything must be done. But when you're single, you say, I don't have time. But when you're married, that 24 hours, you use it to do everything. Then people will start be like, is it not magic? How can she do all these things? But you have to do it because you don't have a choice. It's your house. So that's just like a scenario to tell you that anything is actually possible. You're the one making it too difficult for yourself because you just want to think in one capacity that you don't have time. So as a professional, you have 8 hours sold out to your employee, or I'm sorry, employer, and then you have 8 hours of sleep you need to get if you need to work well. So if you're actually having less than 8 hours, then sometimes you can be feeling sleepy at work, or feel a bit weak and stuff like that. But then it's always good to try to carve out your 8 hours of sleep. Then you only have 8 hours before work and after work to be productive. And that's the only 8 hours you see me use for my personal life. Oh. For my family call time, for me watching movie, for me doing laundry, doing chores, cooking, for me being online, doing all this leadership stuff I do online, coordinating activities and all that. So that's same at 8 hours. Oh, I do all this, and you see me get result like get online. I still have time for my clients to answer their calls, guide them. So actually, we have same time, and I'm doing a lot. So what's really happening on your own side? You are not using your time correctly. You're not planning
Hmm.
it so well. So that's what we just need to talk about in just few minutes. We only have few minutes to be here. Okay. So the first tip for professionals is to have the three buckets rule. So you need to actually prioritize your tasks in just a three bucket rule. What's the three bucket rule? First, you need to prioritize things that must be done in a day, things you can't carry over, that you need to do between those 4 hours before work and 4 hours before bedtime. So those things you should always write them out. For me, they can be my LinkedIn. No matter what happens, I need to be on LinkedIn every day. They might be my family time. No matter what happens, I need to call home I need to speak to my family. I need to, talk to friends or someone at least. No matter what happens, I need to eat. Of course, I need to cook or do chores. So these things are things that, no matter what happens, you can't push it to the next. You can't say, let me eat tomorrow, let me not eat today. It's not possible. You must find something to eat and prepare your lunch for tomorrow. You know what you take to work. So for me, I'm just giving an example. These are things I cannot carry over no matter what's happening. I need to do it every day. And you first bring it out as your number one factors and put times for them. Always put time for them. I will always say put time for them. But people will not listen. They'll say I'll do it by 6, but they are doing it by 8 o'clock PM when they are meant to be sleeping. So always put time for them so that it's easier for you to follow what you've done. And secondly, you need to know things that are actually not very important, but you can do them in a day, right? Just like watching movie. I'll be honest with you, this week I've not watched movie. I've been so tight with activities. I've just been doing so many things at once that I've not on my Netflix, even in my phone and my TV. I've not on it to watch movie. But definitely I have time for relaxation, but I had to use it for other activities, right? So you have things that you need to do, maybe to unwind, either watch movies, either dance, either walk around, have a walk, either what are people's hobbies? It can even be to go on TikTok, it can be on Facebook, Instagram, and all that. Another thing is about using your phone. It's very important. I talked about it in my post. It's very important you limit how long you stay on your phone. That's one of the highest known time distraction too. Like your phone is the only thing that takes. If you check your phone, you're going to see you use it more than 8 hours in a day. And you ask me, have you been in your phone 8 hours? I don't know how to answer that question, but that's the result. If you go to your settings, you're going to see your time screen. Your phone will always give you the settings. So there are apps that can actually shut down your app. You can set it from your phone settings, or you can use app for it. That when you're on Facebook for so long watching movies and videos and you're carried away, your phone will say your 15 minutes is past. Me, I spend 30 minutes on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. So no matter what's happening, these three places I can't stay more than 30 minutes. The same 30 minutes for all of them. And I have my reasons of doing that because I need to be more productive with my WhatsApp because I do business with it, and my LinkedIn. So both of them I put more hours and I reduce the other time. And that 30 minutes I just use to unwind and then watch movie or answer calls or gists. Sometimes I can sit in my with my family. I don't talk to anybody online. My phone is on do not disturb and I just chat with them, talk about my day, talk about life plans and all that. So all those things are really things that will help you to feel normal. I wonder how you people used to cope without doing things outside work. Hey, because me, sometimes I just like I need to I'm running mad though. I need to focus and try to do something different. So people should really do it. Don't look at me as if I'm very workaholic. No, I can be this shutting down lady that I don't touch my phone for anything. I just want to be on my own. I just want to read a book or do something different. I can be like that. So don't see me as very, very busy every time. I'm not like that. So the last on the list is things that helps your either your spiritual life, either your career life, or anything outside work. I'll tell people, don't always dream to be a medical doctor for the rest of your life. You can be more. You can be more. You can even help to build your spiritual growth. You can help to do other things. So me, I'm a Catholic, so there's something we call Lent. I say this Lenten period, I want to read more books of the Bible. I just want to know more, right? I want to know more of the book of the Bible. Like I'm not somebody that can easily, call places in Bible and tell you this is exactly. So I want to at least memorize more Bible books. So what did I do? I told myself that every morning I have 10 minutes, 15 minutes to read like 2, 3, 5 chapters according to the length of it. Once it's time, I shut it down and I go for the next thing in my rota. So this is for me building my spiritual life because the more I know about the Bible, the more I can use it to pray. And we Christians believe that when you use the Bible to pray, things come to happen because you're proclaiming the word and it's more powerful, right, than just mere words. And also your career paths. I have a friend who said I want to transit into another sector. This my friend has always been in medical. Now she wants to transit into politics. And you cannot just from year to year, no. You need to know some things. Now she had to speak to someone who has been there for years, and she gave her like seven courses she needs to do online before she can start applying. It's not just do CV and people start sending out CVs for job applications. I wonder if your father is the one that will employ you there. Because how can you just, from year to year you want to move and then you don't have any certification to back it up? That's what one thing I said on Sunday. Ladies, we need to everybody, sorry, not just ladies, but everyone, you need to prioritize doing certification courses. Study if you need to study before you apply for anything. Don't just always send CV and expect a miracle. Some of you, I can't even employ you if I'm the employee. So imagine people that are not there that will pay you. You want them to employ somebody that doesn't have, when others have like 15 of courses in that field. So she actually gave her 15, sorry, I said she gave her like 5 or 7 courses just to do for her to come into politics. And now she's in her third one because I had to help her arrange her time, her schedules. So every night before she goes to bed, she spends 1 hour trying to read. And now she's in the third one. So her plan is before June, she's going to start applying for jobs. And do you think after all this, she's not going to get the jobs? The answer is no, because now she has what is needed. In fact, she might even be more capable than people that have been there for years because she has learned a lot and is coming from somebody in that sector that is guiding her. So that's just like the third one on the list. You can have your career goal, pursuits, things you want to achieve outside. You can even want to be a coach. You can want to be more active on LinkedIn. You can want to make more friends. I've met a client who said, "Ma, this year I want to make more quality friends." So what did I tell her? I think she's here actually. So I told her that okay, every week you chat with 5 people, just only limit to 5 people, chat with them, know them more and all that. And I'm going to share her testimony very soon. She has met people and is even blowing things like bringing her results that she has always wished for. So people have the answer you even need. That's why relationship is very important. People have the answer you need. So you must be good to everyone, you must be kind, and you must reach out to people. Stop waiting for people to reach out first. So we actually have just 1 2 minutes. And the last is the calendar first. So every single thing you need to do should be in your calendar. Don't only put calendar reminder when it's time for you to talk to a client or have interviews or stuff. Every single thing you do as a professional, normalize putting it in your calendar. So me, I have church activities there in this calendar. This calendar is just like my life. If you want to talk to me, Belinda, can I talk to you tomorrow? I'll be like 1 minute, my calendar. Everybody has already known me that I'm used to my calendar. Even my manager will be like, Belinda, do you have a date? Ma, 1 minute, my calendar. Because no matter what it is in this my life, I put it there so that it can easily summarize how my time is for the next 24 hours tomorrow, next 48 hours, next 2 days. So I can easily tell you where can I fit you in. So if you don't have it that, set up, how can you easily tell somebody, let's do this tomorrow? It's not possible. Because if you put them, that's how you keep disappointing people, keep being so late, keep canceling events and all that, because your life is just this scattered. So I will just close with one word for us tonight, and something you should sleep on. If you want something done, ask a busy person to do it. If
Mm.
you want something done, ask a busy person to do it. So that's one quote you need to think deeply. How do you ask a busy person to do something if you really want them to do it? That's something you should think about. And if you don't understand, ask me tomorrow. I'm going to answer you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you so, so, so much for this insightful, like it's an eye opener, and I'm sure everyone got something of value tonight. Like for me personally, I've learned so much, and I can imagine that those who are watching us have learned something too. I'll just check. Do we have any questions now? It is time for questions. Please drop your questions and we're going to answer it. But while we wait, I just maybe go through some of the comments that we already have. Um, we have here. Mrs. Olushola saying, "Oh, Mama Olushola, thank you. Focus on education, not the time for relationship." Amara Chuku is saying, "Giving Caesar what belongs to Caesar, meaning to give school its time and church activities its time." Exactly, yes. That is the message. Um, Kikachuku is saying, "This is so beautiful to see, MJ. Thank you, Benedicta, for doing this for the community. Thank you so much for attending, sis. Thank you." Claire saying, "Well done, Coach Benny." Demi Tokwe, thank you so much for being here. She says, "It feels good to be here. You both look good." Oh, thank you. Adeoye is saying, "Awesome to finally be here. Thank you so much, sir, for being here." Again, we have Temitope saying, "Thank you for sharing your experiences." Um, I realized that time management is very important when I started using LinkedIn. It was clashing with my prayer time, so I had to pause to reflect on my priorities. Good points made. Yes, it is very important to reflect. Thank you so much. Dr. Maka is saying, "I can relate throughout my university days. Most people thought I was very unserious because I was always everywhere." And it seems we all have similar stories. When it's time for us, so it's always good to know how to balance things as a student. Kichuku, my tech bro, thank you. You're really business mogul, Coach Benedicta. Oh, yes, she is.
Mhm.
He's also saying, also learning patterns can vary significantly from person to person. Some individuals grasp concepts better through learning in a classroom setting, while others benefit more from visual aids. Then some learn best by getting hands-on experience. Yeah, this is so true. This is true. Miriam is saying, "Wow, I'm learning a lot." You're not the only one, sis.
Mhm.
Abiba, my bestie, is here too. She says, "Thank God I'm back just in time. Thank you." Miriam is saying, "Thank you, Bennett. Thank you so much, Benedict. I can't believe you wrapped this up in an hour." I know, right? She's amazing.
Mhm.
Damilola is saying, "Great event. Thank you." With the way to go emoji. Thank you. Esther, thank you so much, MJ, for putting this together. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I don't see any questions so far. Do we have any question for Benedicta, guys? You can drop them here. Or maybe I just check online if it's probably slow or something. Yes, Joy is saying time can be created. Yes. We are not busy for the people we love. We are never busy. Sophia is saying this is a whole lot of enlightenment, Coach Benedicta. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Yes, thank you. So many people, they said they gained a lot of insight. We're really glad and happy that you guys were able to make it here. So, in the absence of no questions, I think we made it just in time. Yes, this is our final quote. If you want something done, ask a busy person to do it. This is very powerful. And we have to think about it. You have to reflect a lot. And yes, thank you, Kikachuko. Wow. God given is saying, "I've learned so much. Thank you." Atulokwe is saying, "Well done, beautiful MJ. It's my first time attending Benedicta for the eye openers. That time and that time balance is what I'm looking for now." Don't worry, you heard what she said. Just try to apply them and you come back and share your testimony. You can do it. I know it's not easy to, balance work and time, but We all have the same 24 hours and it is doable. So we have to end this now since we have no questions. It means you have done a very good job, that people completely understood everything that you said tonight and they don't have any, they're not confused about anything. So thank you. I'm really, really glad that you were able to do this. And I really look forward to having you back again on a global level, maybe even a physical event. Who knows? Thank you so much, Benedicta.
You're
Do you have
welcome.
anything
Always.
you'd like to, any last words before we close? I'll just close with the closing prayers as well, and then we can call it a night.
Okay, so I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for attending and staying to the end of this. I really do not take it for granted because then, if no one was on this live event, I and MJ would shut down and go to bed. But here we are
Definitely.
because you're here. So, thank you so much for being here. We do not take you for granted. God bless you for listening. And I just hope that God will help you to utilize your time well. Please always remember you don't have all the time in this world. Every day, every minute, time goes. Make sure that every day you're working closer to your goal. Always make sure that your long term goals, short term goals, you divide them in a way that every day you do one thing that draws you closer. And I'm really wishing you well. If you ever have questions on time management or anything, you can reach out to me, and I'll always tell you that MJ is doing a lot in our community. Hold her tight because nobody does all this at no cost. She's really doing so well. I'm really surprised at how much she's imparting on people for free. So please always appreciate MJ because the more you appreciate her, the more it gives her energy to do more. And of course, stick around and learn from her. She's, imagine, two times best. Ah, she's a very good
Oh, you're making
person
me
you need
blush
to stick
when I'm
around to
still learning
learn.
from you.
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, thank you, MJ. I love your hair. Anytime I come around Germany, you will look for it
Please,
anyways.
you're welcome. You're welcome. I'd love to host you. Anytime you want to come to Germany, please just give me a call. I'm happy to have you. Thank you so much, Benedicta. And thank you, guys. Uh, we've come to the end of tonight's live session. So thank you for attending. And next one will be in April. We always meet every last Wednesdays of the month. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Bye. Thank you.